What's up, everybody? Welcome back, Hannah. Episode 90.
Wow.
Are you in your car?
I am in my car.
What are you doing in your car? Do you live
Okay,
in
well,
your car now?
yeah, I'm homeless. No, let me tell you what. I sat down to do this podcast today, which I haven't been on in a few weeks. I'm like, okay, great. I'm gonna sit at my desk. I'm gonna do my podcast because sometimes, my internet, it doesn't fucking work half the time. Sometimes in my room, in the one corner of my room, it likes to connect. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit at my desk. I'm gonna do my podcast. The second I sit down, into my room, like they are drilling into my room, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just like drilling once or twice, and like that's it. Then I'm like, oh wait, actually the entire internet is down throughout the house. I look outside. I look at the construction guy outside. Oh, it's Spectrum. Oh, okay, they're like cutting power lines down by my house. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Anyway, so I said, you know what? I'm going to my car. This is where I'm at.
Nice. Are you in the passenger seat?
No, I'm
You're
in
in
the
the driver's
driver's
seat.
seat. Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Okay. Well, what have you been up to, dude? Happy New Year. Has it been I think this is the first time you've been on the show this year. Welcome back.
I know. My I feel like January has gone by so fast, but at the same time has lasted a goddamn lifetime.
Okay.
Because I have gone through every single emotion you can go through in all of January.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy because of the fires, right?
Well, yeah, that I had to fly back to New York for a little bit. I mean, it was literally I was there for like 48 hours maybe. And I got a new job. Um I thought things were going great with the guy I was seeing. Turns out they're not.
Oh, no.
I'm
Well,
I'm just yeah.
you've gone through it. Okay. Well, let's catch up. Okay. First
Yeah.
off, my condolences. Your grandmother passed, right?
Yeah.
Were you close?
I mean, like yes, but also she lived in New York and I didn't get to see her too often, especially not in the last few years. I think last time I saw her was maybe when I graduated college, which at this point was like 8 years ago, which just sounds fucking wild. Oh my God, 8 years ago. Jesus Christ, that's really putting things into perspective for me. Um, but I mean, she was the one who like really like pushed for me to like get into acting and singing, and she was the one who took me to like all my Broadway shows as a kid and whatnot. So yeah, it was sad.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Um, okay, so you're back and you're disheveled. And did the fires happen before that or after that or during?
The fires happened before.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then were you in any danger?
I wasn't, but during this time when I thought things were still going great with with
Oh, we're
said
switching. We're switching topics. We're talking about the music guy now.
yeah.
Okay, go on.
Okay, but like I personally my house wasn't in any danger, but when said guy when I thought things were still going well, his apartment was maybe not in the best area. So at one point we were panicking, then things ended up being fine. But for like a day, I was like, "Oh my God, like
Does
we
he
got to
did
get
he live
out."
near Did he live near Hollywood or the Palisades?
Yeah, near Hollywood.
Okay, so he was over near Runyon or Griffith or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's okay. The apartment's okay,
Yeah, everything's fine.
and then you guys are not okay anymore.
I mean, here's the thing. Theoretically, technically, like we're fine. Like I God, I don't even know how to begin.
Use words.
Okay, so basically, I think things are going great, right? And I'm thinking this way because things are we're going great, and we had a conversation back in November where we were like we like where things are going. We think it's going to go somewhere. So obviously I'm going to think things, right? But I wasn't going into this thinking I'm getting into a relationship. I need a relationship right now, nor was I necessarily looking for like a label right this second. I was more so looking for clarity of like, do we want to keep doing this? Are you still like, are you seeing other people, or like, are we like kind of exclusive, you know? But the
Uh-huh.
other day, and like, mind you, the other day we're like on our way to go get dinner. We're on our way to go get dinner. And it wasn't like we were like, hey, let's talk about where we're at. It was like this conversation gets pulled out of his ass and he's like, I want to be celibate for a year.
Okay.
I said, "You're joking, right?" He was like, "No, no, I am not." Anyways, and then basically I sobbed. I ugly cried to this man for 6 hours because I just like couldn't understand. I'm like, you just bought me flowers like 3 days ago. What do you mean? What are
Hmm.
you talking about? Um, and
All right, questions.
yes.
So, how frequent were you intimate when before he told you? Was it like weekly? Was it every day?
Oh yeah, I mean we would see each other like 2 to 3 times a week.
And every time you would hook up?
Yeah.
Okay, don't be mad. I'm just following. I haven't talked to you in weeks. Following up, following up. Don't be pissed. Yeah, bitch, I fuck. Whatever. Like, what do you? I'm just guessing. Okay, and so then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like, I want to be. Is it so he can work on his music,
Yeah,
or
yeah. It's like, look, I respect like why he wants to do it because I know that he wants to like I know he wants to lock in and like focus on his career and his goals, and I think maybe like he hasn't said this, but I think maybe like he wants to be further along and is maybe in a way like frustrated he's not where he wants to be yet. So he's like, okay, for this next year, I just want to focus on this and I don't have the emotional capacity to be responsible for somebody else. And I'm like, I get that. But in the same breath, he's like, but I don't want to lose you. I care about you. I like you. I still want to see you. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? And then he's like, well, he's like, what if we just like push this conversation to the side and act like things are fine? And I'm like, but I'm not fine.
right?
And he wants to do this when it's his birthday next month. So I'm like, what are we just like on like a ticking time bomb and until then? Like we're just acting like things are okay. And then when it's your birthday, you're like, actually, now I'm gonna pull the rug out from under you. But I don't know, he keeps being like he keeps saying one thing, but again, in the same breath, we'll say something else. But then in person, we act like we're dating. So it's like really confusing. And part of me is like, maybe I should just walk away because this is gonna kill me. But then again, I'm like, we have such a great connection when we're together that I'm like, do I not want to just enjoy it for what it is right now? Deal with the pain later on, even
I
though
mean,
I'm already hurt, but whatever. Yeah.
as entertaining as your stories are, and they're entertaining. I would be exhausted if I had to like deal with it on a 24/7. Like, I mean, you're 20, what, 8, 29,
Yeah. 28.
28. You're a single artist living in Los Angeles. You work, you support yourself, you're trying to make it as a musician. You're trying to have friends and love and do all the things. Like, you're living life. You're living your life. But my word, are the cards against you when it comes to fellas.
I
Like,
know. Look, I was like literally telling all my friends and I was telling my mom and I was like, I have been through the ringer when it comes to guys. Like obviously like the purse dumper shit situation. In like guys before that, like even if I thought I had like a good thing going with them, it would maybe last a week, 2 weeks, a month, like maximum. And then like there's been shitty guys here and there in between. But I'm like, okay, I think now I finally found a good guy. We are damn near entering month 4 of hanging out together. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he wants to go celibate? I'm sorry. I was like, wait, this would only happen to me. This would actually only happen to me. The second I find something good, it's not in the cards.
so 1 to 10, like, how bummed are you?
Oh, like a 20.
It sucks. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, and I was like, is it just that you don't like me? Like I was like, this sounds like a load of bullshit, so you can just like stop hanging out with me and see other people. And he's like, no, he's like, but I still want to see you. And I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't make sense because you're telling me you don't want to waste my time. So are you telling me to walk away? But then you're saying you don't want me to walk away. So like it's really confusing and I'm confused and I'm quite lost and
Are you pretty sexually, like, do you have a pretty big sexual appetite?
yeah.
Okay, so then why couldn't you just bone somebody else and then still date him? Or are you not wired that way?
I can't. Like I actually can't. When I like somebody, I like physically can't speak to anybody else.
Okay. So is this something you could do, like increase masturbation and still make it happen?
Well, that's the thing. Cuz I'm like, look, if he were to word it in a way where he's like, I want to do this thing for myself, but I still want you there to like like romantically be interested in, I'd be like, okay, down. Like, I'll be celibate with you. But he's like wording it in a way where he's like, I don't want to be responsible for anybody else. But then he's
Yeah,
like, but I still want to hang out with you. And I'm like, well, I don't understand what that means. Are we just friends then when you decide to be celibate? Because I don't get it.
he wants his cock and eats it too. You know, I mean,
Well,
it's like,
yeah, exactly. And then, like I've had, there was this other guy who called me the other day who, like, I had a very a very brief thing with previously, and his timing was impeccable. He called me like the day after I had this conversation with this guy, and he's like, oh my God, like, when are we hanging out? And I was like, bitch, like, even if I wanted to hang out with you right now, like, I think I would be sitting there so sad, just like, I miss this guy. Like, I don't know. I it's also just so fresh. I don't think I could hang out with another male right now and just like not be sad.
all right, well, now we're caught up. Now we're caught up. We're all sad. I think we're all rooting for you. Um, you got a new job.
I did.
Where do you work? Is it a new
Oh,
industry? Yes. Wait.
it's a restaurant, and guess what? It's a block away from this man's house. It could not get any worse.
Where's the restaurant?
It's in West Hollywood.
What's it called? No one who listens to this show lives in California. You're safe. What's the restaurant?
I know, but I'm like, what if this guy listens to it? And he's like, this bitch is spilling all our tea.
What do you think? If you tell me the name of the restaurant, I'm going to know his address?
No, of course not. But I just said. Anyways, it's at the Kimpton Hotel. It's called Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk. Is it a
Yeah,
bar or a restaurant?
it's a restaurant. It's Mediterranean.
Mediterranean. All right. Do you know what I was thinking? I mean, that's cool. I'm sorry. Where's the Kimpton again?
Uh, West Hollywood.
Like what and what?
Like, it's right by Craig's and Gracias Madre.
Okay.
Like, it's on Melrose and La Pierre.
That was nowhere near the fire.
Mm. But the evacuation warnings were all the way down to the block before Santa Monica.
Okay, so he was near the warning things, but
Yeah.
he didn't have to. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it's so scary. The whole thing was scary. Uh, the okay, so you work at Lady Hawk.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, I was thinking about this? This is unrelated to anything, but do you think it'd be cool? Like, life would be better if all of us were kind of followed around with a narrator.
Oh my God, my life would be great.
It'd just be like, Hannah woke up this morning. Yep, guess what? I guess her internet's not working today. Looks like she's going to the car. Hannah's now in the car.
I honestly, like, that's what I tell myself all the time. I'm like, I need to be on a reality TV show. Like, and you know what? I did. I applied to Love Island. I haven't heard anything back from them yet, but
You're excited.
I,
That means you can get any table you want at Barney's in a year.
I haven't been to Barney's in probably like over a month.
Yeah, it's been a minute. What are they building next to it? They're building
I
like
think it's a Laurel Hardware.
they're building another Laurel Hardware.
I think, or maybe they're moving locations. I don't know, but it says on the side Laurel Hardware.
Oh, interesting. That'd be fun. I mean, that's going to make that place a much more popular bar location if both of those places are happening.
Yeah.
It'll be like spring break on Santa Monica. Did you do some new music I saw? Or did you? It looked like you were.
Yeah, I did. I made a new song, which I really love. I do need to like go back and like work on it and tweak some things. I just feel like I don't know what it is with me, but I feel like when I'm not necessarily financially stable, I feel like I can't go and work on things because I'm like always worried that people are gonna, I know a lot of the times when you work with a producer, it's not like they're necessarily going to charge you for that session, but
Right.
I'm just like always worried. I'm like, what if they ask me for money? And I'm like, actually, sorry, like I'm negative in my bank account. Like I don't have anything to give you. And it just like deters me from like going and like reaching out to producers and whatnot.
Yeah, I get that. Are you more scared than normal? As far as like how it is right now with the fires and everything else, and how there doesn't seem to be a lot of entertainment work opportunities. Is the restaurant busy?
Um, Restaurants are kind of I mean, well, this is the slow season for restaurants anyways, and it definitely was slow during the week of the fires and the week after, and like even last week was like okay. um but Yeah, I mean, I feel like people are definitely still like a bit like scrambling for work and whatnot. But I don't, I mean, I feel like for the last 2 years almost, I've been like really like not, I don't know, even when I worked at this last job for the last year and a half, like I wasn't able to save a penny. So I feel like I have just been like, I don't know. I haven't been able to like get a hold of my financial situation, which just like sucks because I'm like, why have I been working and I can't save a dime?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I haven't worked since August, and it's definitely, no matter how good you are at saving,
Yeah.
it's challenging because there's just now with the fires and on all the studios not doing anything, and it's tricky to find work. It definitely is. It's like
Yeah.
I've been working on my script, but that doesn't fucking pay unless I sell it.
Yeah. And
That's
like for the last year or so, I've been really itching. I've had this like itch within me where I'm like, do I maybe want to move to New York? Because I'm
mhm.
like, growing up, before I like knew what Los Angeles was, before I ever came and like saw this place and decided I wanted to come here, like New York was it for me. Like, that's where I wanted to go. And now I'm kind of like getting this itch where I'm like, granted, like, yeah, maybe I'd feel like more safe and secure and like steady with things in LA if I was more aligned with like doing things that I want to be doing. But also, I'm like, I want to live in New York like while I'm still young. And I don't know, but I do feel like I would have FOMO from LA, and like I do have a lot of connections out here, but I'm like, I don't know, there's just something about New York that I'm like, do I need to go there? Or like, is it just somewhere I need to like visit for a few weeks and like figure it out? But then I'm like, I don't have the money to go visit for a few weeks. So it's like, it just like it's calling my name. And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I keep looking at apartments and jobs over there, and I'm like, well, what if? What if I do that? I don't know.
Well, you have my support, whatever you decide. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, now I feel caught up. All right. The guy sucks, but not really because he wants to be Churchy the Mouse guy. And you have a new job at Lady Hawk, and you've got a new song out, but you might want to move.
Well, it's not
And
out.
well,
Wait.
you have a new song that you just finished,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you might want to move. There's a lot of stuff. So a lot life is happening to you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about something that I was thinking about. I was thinking yesterday about pointless rules that people follow, like
Okay.
just pointless rules that people follow for no reason. And like, I think some of them are stupid. Like, why do we have to do that? Like, for example, if somebody sneezes,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, oh, fuck, you got to say, bless you. You got to say, you got to bless this person or like, gesundheit or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they burp, and you're a burper, people either get mad or give you a weird look and then
Yeah.
like, and if you cough, nobody says anything.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Well, I'm pretty sure people say bless you when you sneeze because your heart stops for like point oh milliseconds when you sneeze, and people used to think that if you sneezed enough, you die. So they say bless you to like bring you back to life. I
I'm
think
pretty
is
sure if
the,
you burp enough, you're gonna die.
but I think that's like the myth, right? That your heart stops for a little bit while you're sneezing.
I like listen, when I burp, Michelle says bless you, and I'm all for it. I think
Mm,
that's the way to do it. So I
yeah.
think from now on, I'm gonna say bless you when
Yeah.
someone coughs and when someone burps. And when
Okay.
someone sneezes, I'm gonna be like, you're still here, bitch. You know what I mean? I think I think that's the thing. And I was thinking about a bunch of other things. Like, have you ever like I understand that also don't think I don't totally get that it's not really funny and awkward to go from the heaviness of real life to someone being like, now let's talk comedy. Like I get it. I get it. I just see you're just like, I just bled my soul to strangers. And now this motherfucker wants to do a 5-second drop bit.
No,
Whatever.
let's do it. Fuck it.
Okay. So have you ever thought about the 5-second rule? Is there like you drop something on the floor, but if it's not there for 5 seconds, it's okay to pick up?
Depends on what type of floor it is, where I'm at.
Hardwood floor versus shag carpeting.
Okay, well, look, if I dropped something on the floor of Barney's, that's gone. I'm not
Gone.
touching that.
No 5-second rule.
No. Are you kidding? Absolutely not. All the,
Okay.
absolutely nasty. But like, I don't know if I were to drop something like on the floor of my bedroom, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll eat it.
Do you ever notice that no matter how short something's on the floor, even if you drop it for 1 second, you pick it up, there's a hair on it?
Oh, always. Well,
What?
I mean, that's the dilemma of my room. There's dog hair everywhere. So honestly, maybe I wouldn't eat it from my room, but
Okay. But like, is there, okay, is there, have you ever heard the phrase, um, I wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers, like a person who eats crackers in bed? Have you ever heard the phrase?
no.
Never?
A person in bed eating crackers?
Yeah, you've never heard of a person crackers in bed. They're so good looking you wouldn't kick them out because it's really annoying to eat crackers in bed. You've never heard that
No.
phrase?
No. Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I just made it up. How am I doing? How am I doing?
Terrible. Terrible.
Um, okay, let's see. Uh, what have you ever had pizza at a fancy restaurant and used a knife and a fork?
Um, maybe when I was little.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Do you use
now,
chopstick at home?
chopsticks. I can't even use chopsticks as a normal person.
You can't. You can't figure it out.
No, I look like I need help. I need the ones that have the little rubber band and the thingy in the middle.
Okay. Do you ever do? Okay. Oh my God. Do you ever have breakfast for dinner?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's people who look down on you because of it?
No. Why would they?
You're just like, I don't give a fuck. Breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, I want eggs and turkey bacon for dinner. Why not?
The only like fast food restaurant that does that in LA is Jack in the Box. Breakfast all day. Everyone else is like 11 o'clock. They've decided no more breakfast. Like I
Mm,
think so many places would do so much better if they had breakfast much later in the day.
yeah.
Because with
You
it
can
being Los Angeles,
Barney's,
most
you can
people.
get breakfast all day.
Well, yeah, Barney's isn't a fast food restaurant, and you don't want to
Okay,
drop
whatever.
anything on the floor. Not whatever. Stay consistent. Um, okay. Let's see. What else was I thinking about? Do you have like when you do a Zoom or when you do a FaceTime? Do you ever worry about what you're wearing,
When I'm on
or is it just
FaceTime,
from here up?
uh, I mean, yeah, I would say like try to put on if I'm doing like a Zoom like meeting, yeah, I'll look like presentable. If I'm on FaceTime with some of my homies, I don't give a fuck. They see me looking ratchet.
Okay, ratchet. Do you think flat soda is undrinkable? Like once there's no more fizz in it, is it?
Personally, I don't really like carbonation that much, so sometimes I'm like, ah, not as many bubbles. That's great.
So you like flat soda?
But I don't really drink soda to begin with, so every so often I like to have a sip of Diet Coke or my favorite thing to do is like a cucumber juice with a little bit of sparkling water. That's great.
That's why he's not sleeping with you. Because the cucumber water. Wouldn't that be weird if that was the reason? If he's like, I love you, like you're sexy, I really enjoy your existence, but the cucumber water, no, no. Side note, before we continue on with this hilarious bit that we're doing, also it's so good. I'm so glad you're back. It's so fun. It's like I run out of things to talk about by myself. It's like
Yeah.
I can do it and it's enjoying, but it's like it's always such a refreshing break just to hear the catastrophe that goes on in your planet. Like it makes me so much happier. I'm like, I'm having a bad day. Where's Hannah? You
But this is
know,
what I mean, where it's like, why do I not have cameras following me around 24/7? Like, and like having a narrator in my brain being like, Hannah thinks things are going great. Oh, now she's sitting in the car crying. Like, like it would just be like, how does this, why does this happen to me?
I just like here's what I know about guys. Some stuff, and I mean a lot, but not current guys because they're younger and they're different. And I don't know this individual. I think when people use excuses, it's because they don't have the balls to tell you the truth.
Well, but that's what I said. I said, like, at this point, just give me the fucking brutal honesty. And if you want me to go, I will go. And he's like, no, 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 don't go.
But listen to the ridiculousness of the statement. Just like step out of the situation for a second. Okay. You're talking to one of your homegirls, you're on Zoom, you're looking ratchet, and she's telling you a story. And I'm being serious. Just hear me out. So you're intimate with a man for months. You're communicative, everything's great. And all of a sudden he says to you with a straight face, my music is not where my music needs to be. So I don't have the emotional capacity to pay attention to you in a physical way, but I don't want you to go anywhere and I'd like everything to be the same, but now there's no more intimacy because that's totally normal because I want to use all of that aggression and emotion inside my songs. That sounds fucking batshit. Like that is the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard. Why not say, I don't know, I don't know if I'm feeling this anymore. Like maybe I'm feeling it now because you're here and it's cool. And I'm not saying that he's saying this. Maybe he means every single thing he says. I don't know this guy. But what you can't in your 28 years of existence, have you ever downshifted in any situation and found out that it was for the better? Like have you ever just been like, things are going great. Let's stop now and just see if but it'll be the same. No. Like if you're on a bicycle, someone throws a twig in the middle of the spokes, you're gonna fall over the bike. You're not gonna be like, oh, thank God we're stopping fucking now. This is way easier. You know, I think it's a shitty situation. I don't know what the guy's doing. He's for sure not listening. And if he is listening, dude, what are you doing? Just listen to be honest. If you don't want to, you have, I mean, either have the balls to say, I don't want to do this anymore, or have the balls to maintain the relationship or say what it is you really want. You can't just like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just not consistent. No artist,
Yeah.
no artist. Like I promise you, when Jimmy Page was in Robert Plant were writing Stairway to Heaven, there wasn't one time where like, should we go to Rodney Bingenheimer's disco, English disco, and fuck those girls, or should we sit in the hotel room, do whatever? They go, let's have the girls come over. Well, then we'll finish the song. There's never going to be not comparing you to the 14-year-olds that Jimmy Page used to nail, although I think the situation is foolish and I feel for you and I wasn't trying to belittle it and make fun of you. I'm just saying, girl, your stories are great. You're just like these guys, one right after the other. Oh, I met this guy. If I may, I'm just going to embellish. These are my favorite ones. These are our greatest hits, greatest hits of the past few months. Yeah, I'm dating this guy who breaks into my house, who yells at me, and dumps my purse. And then when we break up, I drive 3 hours to pick him up in a desert, and there's another girl there. Wow. I totally get that. That makes sense. Oh yeah, I really like this other guy. He's super famous and he's got a famous drug problem and an alcohol problem. And he says he really likes me a lot, but that's so weird. Now he can't like me anymore because of drugs and alcohol. Didn't see that coming. Okay. And then you're like, oh, this guy's great. He's celibate. And he only, or no, this guy, he's sober and he wants to have sex with me, but then never talk to me and ghost me. But then he wants to talk to me again. Okay. I'm out of breath. And then there's this new guy who likes me a lot, but his band is in the studio, so therefore he can't really commit. What are you talking about? How many hours in the day? You're in the studio like 2 hours. Just pretend to base it on how long you're in the studio. What, 3 hours? There's 21 hours left in the day. There's time. I hate that people give you excuses. It bums me out. It makes me laugh because it reminds me of my crazy 20s, but it also makes me sad because it's like, I wish that wasn't happening.
Yeah, I just like it just like really makes me question. I'm like, okay, well, do you even have feelings for me the way you say you do? If like you can just like say that you don't, I'm just like, but then he's like, no, I do, I like you. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it at all.
There's just, and I'm sure I've told you this, and I'm sure I've said this before. And if I haven't, I'm saying it again. And it's the most, I don't know, real thing I've ever learned in my life. And so immediately you punched out because you're like, I'm not learning anything today. But when I was studying surveillance and private investigation back in the day, and I
Yeah.
would learn from my mentor, Tom Williams, good guy. He would tell me, you're going to have conversations with spouses, and they're going to tell you that they think their spouse is cheating, or they're going to tell you that they feel weird, or they're going to tell you that they're off. Here's what you need to tell them. Their instincts and their intuition is 99% correct. For example, you're not a mechanic, but you know when your car is acting weird.
Yeah.
You're not a doctor, but you know when your body is funky. You're not a medic or you're not a vet, but you can tell when something's up with your dog. Your instincts are 99% correct. So if you think what's going on with DJ Studio is cool, then it's cool. If you think it's suspicious, it's suspicious. But if you're just hurt, try to make sure that you understand the entire situation. See how this guy follows up. I'm no therapist. I'm no smart person when it comes to relationships. I'm just saying, if you feel that's off, I don't think that that's something to not acknowledge.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and here's I was way too nice. I'm way too nice. Okay, well, let me backtrack a little bit. The other day, I was like so much in the headspace where I was like, I was like, I respect this guy. I appreciate the fuck out of him. Like, I am so thankful for like the time we have spent together, and like I just want to tell him how I feel regardless of like the circumstances. I think I was like meant to spend this time with him.
Mm-hmm.
Then like yesterday I was raging. I was fucking raging. I was like, fuck this guy, I fucking hate him. Um because he texted me like 2 days ago and was like, hey, what are you doing? Like, do you work today? And I was like, no. And I was like, what's up? And then he's like, oh, well, like, give me a call later. Like, let me know what you're doing. And I was like, well, okay, well, I have plans from like this time to this time. Do you want to hang out later? Is that why you're calling me? And he was like, well, actually, I'll let you know. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Boo.
You texted me asking me what I'm doing, and then you tell me to call you later when I'm done with my plans. But then the second I ask, oh, well, did you want to hang out? Actually, I don't know. So, anyways, yesterday I was like raging because I was like, I don't understand. Like, you say you still want to see me, but then you're being like fucking. Anyways, today he texted me. This is so bad. This is so bad. It's not bad, but like it's bad. He texted me today. He goes, hey, he doesn't have a car, mind you. Okay. So he texted me this morning. He goes, hey, I have a meeting at 2:30 in Santa Monica. Can I borrow your car today?
Don't please say you said no. Please say you said no. Please say you said no. Oh my God, he's borrowing your car today. Oh, you're the worst. Oh my God, he's borrowing your car.
Well, because I'm like, here's my thing. I'm like, I feel like if I want to get shit off my chest, I need to fucking see him in person. So I'm like, okay, here's my excuse to be like, okay, yeah, take my car. And then when you get back, bitch, what the fuck? You only want to see me when you need something from me?
What if he just leaves your car in Santa Monica and says, I'll pay for you to Uber and pick it up? Oh.
Why would he leave it in Santa Monica?
Why would you give him your car? That's the same preposterous question. Hey, I don't want to see you anymore. Hey, I want to see what you're doing, but I don't want to have plans with you. Can I borrow your car? I have a meeting at 2:30. No, I'll drive you and drop you off, motherfucker, and you'll hear what I have to say. That's an option. Can I borrow? God bless you, Hannah. The whole part, all of you. You're a delight. I don't know. I can't wait to hear about this next week, but
I have a problem. No, like I actually have a problem where like I don't know how to walk away and say no.
It's as easy as walking away and saying no. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Welcome back, Hannah. I'm so excited to chat with you again next week and see how this all turned out.
Yeah.
If you like the show, follow, subscribe, British Voice. Do your thing. Do you want to do your thing?
All right. Now that I'm back, you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment what you want to hear from us next. If you're on any streaming service, be sure to like stay tuned, like follow us, like see what's going on in the world. And then you can follow us on Instagram. We each have our own Instagrams, and like yeah, just like stay up to date with us.
Right. And if you want to borrow Hannah's car, all you got to do is break up with her.